There are 7 rules for working the night shift at the milepost 112 gas station. I know them by heart now. I've followed them for 8 months, every night except one. This is about that one night. But for you to understand what I did and why I can never leave this place, I need to start with the card I found taped inside the register drawer on my first shift. Last spring I needed money and nobody else wanted the 10 to 6 at a gas station 40 miles from the nearest town. The manager, Ray, hired me over the phone. He only asked 2 questions. Could I stay awake, and could I follow written instructions without asking why? I laughed. He didn't. I should have paid attention to that. The card was under the cash tray. Laminated, yellowed, typed on an actual typewriter, with one line added later in blue ballpoint. Rules for the 10 p.m. 6 a.m. shift, 7 of them. Signed at the bottom with initials, T. The blue ink line was Rule 7. The handwriting got shakier with every word, like whoever wrote it was running out of time. Or courage. Rule 1, between 2 and 4 a.m., if the pumps click on by themselves, do not look at pump 2. Rule 2, the coffee machine brews on its own some nights. Pour the cup. Leave it by the restroom door. Take it away at 5, it will be empty. Rule 3, if a dog scratches at the back door, it is not a dog. Rules 4 through 6 were stranger. And Rule 7, in blue ink, if anyone asks for directions to Ellsworth, tell them it doesn't exist. Even though you can see its lights from the pumps. Here's the thing. There are lights out there. Northwest, maybe 6 miles past the dry creek. A little cluster, like a town glowing behind a ridge. First week, I checked every map, every app, even the county records Ray keeps in the office. There is no town northwest of milepost 112. There's no anything. The satellite view shows empty desert. But I stood at the pumps that night and counted the lights. 40, maybe 50. Some of them were moving. The rules were easy at first, almost fun, like a game the previous clerk had left me. The coffee machine brewed by itself my 3rd night. I poured the cup, set it by the restroom door, took it away at 5. Empty. Rinsed clean actually, which the rules had not promised. Whatever drinks, it also does its own dishes. You can get used to anything if it's polite. The pumps clicked on by themselves for the first time in June. Both of them 2:41 a.m., that soft chunk of the mechanism waking up. I kept my eyes on the register like Rule 1 said. In the window's reflection I could see the forecourt, and I want to be clear about this, I did not look at pump 2. But the reflection isn't looking, is it? Something tall stood there. Not pumping gas. Facing the store. Facing me. It stayed 40 minutes. The dog came in August. Scratching at the back door, whining, crying like something hurt. I sat on my hands and let it cry. It scratched till dawn. When I checked the door in daylight, the gouges were an inch deep in the steel. Shoulder height. My shoulder height. Dogs don't reach that. Dogs also don't say your name in your mother's voice at 4 a.m., which it did twice before it left. I asked Ray about TM. He went quiet. Then he took down a Polaroid from the office corkboard. A kid maybe my age, same counter, same neon reflection. Tom Merrick. Night clerk, 1996 to 1998. He was good, Ray said. Followed every rule. Wrote most of them. I asked what happened to him. Ray put the photo back. He gave someone directions, he said. And that was the whole answer. You'd be surprised how normal most nights were. Truckers, road trippers, insomniacs buying cigarettes. The highway has a rhythm, and I learned it. That's how I always knew when someone was wrong. They come in too quiet. Their headlights are a little too yellow. They count out exact change from a handful of coins that look wet. And sooner or later, every one of them asks the same question, casual, like it just occurred to them. Hey, how do I get to Ellsworth from here? Always Ellsworth. Always the same flat little smile while they wait. And I do what Rule 7 says. I look them in the eye and I tell them Ellsworth doesn't exist, must be thinking of somewhere else, no town by that name in this county. Something behind their face closes like a shutter. They pay. They leave. They drive southeast the wrong way, every single one of them. After everyone I turned away, the lights of Ellsworth got a little brighter. I started keeping count in the margin of the rules card. 11 strangers between June and October. 11 nights the town on the ridge glowed like it was celebrating. Or like it was hungry and I just kept the food from getting home. I told myself the rules knew best. Tom Merrick wrote them with a shaking hand for a reason. Then came the night of October 19th. 3:02 a.m. A girl early 20s, crying, cracked phone, dead battery. Her car had broken down 2 miles east and her sister was supposed to meet her. She showed me the last text on the cracked screen before the phone died. Meet you in Ellsworth. Mom's already there. She wasn't wrong quiet like the others. She was shaking. Her headlights were white. Her change wasn't wet. She was just a scared kid looking for her family. And she asked, God help me, she asked how to get to Ellsworth because her mom and her sister were already there waiting. Rule 7 said, it doesn't exist. Say it doesn't exist. But Rule 7 was written for the wrong ones, wasn't it? She was human. I'd have bet my life on it. So I broke the only rule in blue ink. I pointed northwest and said, past the dry creek, follow the lights. She thanked me 4 times. She left me a $5 tip in a jar we don't have. She balanced it against the register. I watched her taillights go down the access road, turn at the creek bed, and climb toward the ridge. The lights of Ellsworth flared up like a struck match. All 50 of them at once. And then one by one, in perfect order, they went out. The whole town went dark for the first time in 8 months. The store phone rang at 4:44. Nobody calls the store phone. Ray doesn't even remember the number. I picked it up because the ringing was worse than answering. A girl's voice, her voice said, thank you. They'd been waiting so long for someone to send us one, not send me, send US. Then softer right against the mouthpiece, Tom says you'll do fine here, click. I didn't sleep that day. When I came back the next night, the card was different. Under Rule 7, in fresh blue ink, same shaky handwriting that had been dead since 1998, there was a new line. Rule 8, you gave directions. You know the price. Don't make her come collect it. I turned the card over. On the back, which had always been blank, someone had written my name. Spelled right. Middle name and all. I understand now why Ray only asks 2 questions when he hires. Why he didn't blink when I told him everything. He just took the help wanted sign out of the storage room and taped it in the window and said I could train my replacement when they come. Because that's the price. Tom gave directions in 98 and Tom is still here in a way. Now I've given directions. So now it's my turn to write rules. I'm typing a new card on Ray's old typewriter because the original is full. 7 rules, cleaner wording, everything my replacement will need. I only added 1 line in pen. My hand shook worse than I expected. Turns out it's not fear that does that, it's guilt. Rule 7, if anyone asks for directions to Ellsworth, it doesn't exist. Tell them it doesn't exist. No matter who they say is waiting for them. The lights came back 3 nights after the girl. All 50. A little brighter than before, I think. A little closer too, though the maps say there's nothing out there to be closer. If you ever break down on the 89 around milepost 112, come in, buy a coffee, get warm. I'll even fill your tank on the house. But if the sign in the window says help wanted, do us both a favor. Keep driving. And if I ever ask you for directions to Ellsworth, tell me it doesn't exist.